Peace, Prince Ash here, back with another vlog, number 49 I think it is. So let's get into it. I've been keeping a low profile in recent years in Galway, in my city where I'm from, and that's mostly out of self-preservation and a bit of fear and a bit of not wanting to fucking get hurt anymore, because people used to hurt me and I used to do things that I'd be embarrassed of when I was drinking, and say things that made me feel shame the next day, like, and I was just sick of that happening. And what does that reflect on me? It means I have a deep sense of shame in myself and a sense of guilt. And fuck, I don't have my vape, hold on. Right, so yeah, I've just been thinking about that. Why do I have a sense of shame and guilt in myself? What purpose does that serve? And what purpose has it served in the past? And I've been recently look, I'll get to that, but I've been recently opening myself up to self-help and a bit of psychology and psychotherapy, and I've been doing counselling for a long time and psychotherapy for a while, but outside of that, I'm actually trying to learn a bit more about it recently. And I've been watching or listening to the Blind Boy podcast, and I'm finding that very helpful, very healing actually, because he explains shit that he puts it in layman Irish terms, like, you know, he makes it very relatable to me anyway. He puts things really clearly to you, where I found I could relate to it a lot. Like what came up the last day was displacement. You know, I might feel a certain way or behave a certain way because of something else that's going on in me. Look, I'm not even making sense. I might react angrily at something when really I'm angry about the way I'm feeling or something else in myself. That's an example of displacement. And that became clear to me recently. And so yeah, opening myself up to that. What purpose does having a sense of shame serve for me? I don't know. Does it come back to getting bullied growing up, where I was triggered in a certain way by certain people and fucking it's had a lasting impact on me? Maybe that's a factor. Does it come back to getting assaulted by certain people? Yeah, it fucking does, now that I think of it, like. And taking drugs, like, more specifically, the first time I started taking drugs, like ecstasy, I started fucking around with ecstasy at 17. And yeah, I was a holy show. I was a holy fucking show. But that's not important, really. What's important is how I feel about it and how hard I was on myself about it. So when I woke up the next day after taking ecstasy for the first time, I was like, holy fuck. I had gotten assaulted. I had gone around and said a load of stupid shit. I've been naming all these people I'm friends with that I wasn't really close with, and there was rumours going around and gossip and, oh, that fella that got hit and made a fool of himself, and I was going around fucking off my tits. Like, That was a deep source of shame and guilt and embarrassment for me. So what purpose does that serve for me? Today, nothing. It doesn't do anything positive for me. But it still lingers on in my life, like, you know? And it's just because I'm so used to fucking thinking and feeling that way. Because every time I went out and drank or took drugs, man, the next day I'd feel the same way. Like, it would just carry on in a vicious cycle, like, you know? Fucking mad shit. Like, the one good thing I could say about it is it, like, makes me not want to drink or take drugs today, like, so it serves that purpose. And there were certainly some cunts that tried to pile on that shame and guilt onto me as well, like, purely out of fucking badness. They wanted to see me down, like, so they could feel better about themselves, because they're miserable cunts. That's the truth. Anyway, I've been in contact with Jarfuck TV. The music video is going to be dropping on there. It's not like you haven't seen it. If you're watching this, you've seen the video already, probably. It's on this channel. But for the algorithm and outside views and people who normally wouldn't come across my music or my work, it's going to be on Jarfuck, and that's coming in the next couple of weeks. Whatever the owner or the CEO of Jarfuck or whatever the fuck he is texted me on Instagram. He was like, when's good for the video to drop? And I said, the 25th, how's that? And he didn't reply. So I was hoping the 25th, because it's a Friday and it's, you know, it might be a good day to drop it, like. But he hasn't got back to me, so maybe it'll be the Friday after that. Or, I don't know, man. He likes to play games sometimes, or not check his messages more so than anything else. He's a busy man, I'm sure he is, so big up you. But yeah, opening myself up to a bit of self-help, and I think that's my way out of this. And as I said, I'm on the pursuit of happiness. So fucking bit of self-help and self-love. Things are going to continue going good, like. And I have a lot of introspection, which is becoming aware of my thoughts and feelings as they happen, and what triggers me and stuff. So that's a good start. But unfortunately, there's a lot of fucking trauma in me that makes it really difficult to heal, and it can get me down. And like, now that I've sobered up and I'm hitting a year sober, it's fucking, the pain of losing my dad is hurting me a lot, like. And just realizing I never got to know him, you know, as an adult, and to have him there, you know, when I needed him, like, and to have a father figure in my life. And maybe that's another reason why I went down the roads I did. Of course it is. Of course it is. And that can make me upset and bitter and stuff. But yeah, I wish I got to know my dad through my teens and as an adult. Because unfortunately, like, he was quite, like, strict on me and stuff, so half the fucking memories I have of him are the ones that come to mind immediately, are like kind of bad memories where he was like kind of having a go at me, or, you know, trying to get me to behave and shit like that, you know. And that can lead to resentments, like, you know. And it's not like he was a bad father or anything, but he could be hard on me at times, and he wanted me to be good, in my studies, to be good in sports and all that shit. And I suppose I need to take the time to remember the good times with him, which I have, and I've done that on this channel. But yeah, it's just a thing where, like, I literally, I build people up in my head to be like horrible, evil people, and it's always the people closest to me, and not so close to me either, to be honest. But if I spend time away from someone, my paranoid schizophrenic mind literally starts building them up to be evil and to be out to get me and to be plotting against me and to be gossiping about me and to hate me and to have this agenda against me. Like, it's mad. I wish I didn't think that way, but like, I literally have people at work, never put a foot wrong with them. They've never put a foot wrong with me, but I've been off for the weekend and all of a sudden I'm starting to think like, oh, they're gossiping about me. Like, that person doesn't like me. They're just acting like they like me, but they don't. They hate me. They want me out of the job. And then there's that sense of shame where I'm like, I'm so shit at this job. I can't perform on the job. I can't do anything. I can't fucking get it right. I'm shit. I'm horrible. I'm undesirable. I'm a waste of space. Like, these are all fucking thoughts that crop up for me. And once again, I wish I didn't think that way. But I do. And that's why I'm helping myself through self-help and psychology and psychotherapy and counseling and fucking recovery and abstaining from drink, drugs and gambling and music therapy, I suppose. Fucking putting my work out there, and like, being a rapper and doing what I do is like a horrible idea when you have a deep sense of shame and guilt, like, because you'll crucify yourself for it. Because I can do that, like, but I'm gradually getting more comfortable with putting my work out there and having other people or peers kind of listen to it and give me feedback and stuff. And there was always a part of me that never gave a shit like what anyone says, because I believe in my music, like, and I tapped into that a lot. And I said I'll deal with the consequences later, because I'm always waiting for someone to come and like reprimand me or fucking, you know, give me a load of shit for being this pretentious big balls rapper or whatever. This sad boy rapper too. Yeah. I don't know, man. All I know is things are calm today. I'm slowing down my mind. I'm doing all right today. As I often say, I'm doing all right today. I am. I don't want to die today. I'm sober today. There's a lot of positives going on in my life. I'm working a full-time job. I'm getting on okay with the job. I'm good group of friends around me and shit, like, so yeah, peace, big up wherever you are, and whoever you are, drop it in the comments. Big up, peace.